watch this?
How?
Ew,
How do you watch this? Dude, I'm gonna pee my pants.
Hi, you're listening to How Do You Watch This, a movie review podcast where each week we recommend a movie in the genre we love, but they don't. My name is Demi, and I love horror.
My name is Megan, and I love romance.
And this week I had Megan watch Pandorum, a interesting sci-fi.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Recommended by Travis. Travis has been adamant since we started this podcast. Travis has said that he has a great movie that he wanted Demi to have me watch called Pandorum, and he was very excited that I had to watch it. So
Did he watch it with you?
he did watch it with
Okay.
me. Yes. Yeah, he watched it with me, and it's available for free on a few things, but the Roku channel was the one I started on, but the quality was trash. So then we moved over to Prime, and it was better quality and less ads. So if you are looking to watch it for free, recommended to do Amazon Prime if you have that subscription. Yeah, but we watched it together, and that was nice. I always love having someone there with me to be there when I get scared. But it added an interesting layer, because usually when I watch movies with Travis, I don't then rate the movie and tell him how much I liked it.
Yeah.
I'm usually just like, great pick, babe. So instead, I told him what I thought about it, actually. And he thought it was a fair review.
Yeah.
So a little bit about Pandorum. It's a 2009 movie, and are the haircuts 2009. I swear.
So much 2009.
So much
movie.
2009.
I was like,
Yes, it was the era of white boys with short blonde haircuts, like the Buzz. I just couldn't help thinking of Breaking Bad and all those like bands with all the haircuts, whatever. And the main girl's haircut too was just all choppy, like someone took a razor blade to your hair.
Yes.
It's rated R. It's an hour and 48 minutes long, which is the exact amount of time as the last horror movie you gave me.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like looking at it now. It's the exact amount of time.
Oh, wow.
It's a sci-fi horror directed by Christian Alvert. And I looked up to see if I had seen anything else that he made. Nope. It seems like a couple foreign films, but
he did Resident Evil, right?
Did he? Because I don't know. Maybe I just zipped over that one and didn't notice.
Maybe he didn't. I thought he did movies and shows. I don't know. Case 39. That looks familiar. I don't think I've seen it. It doesn't matter. I thought, who did the Resident Evil?
See it.
Oh, it might have been like producer, just to get people to watch the movie.
Oh.
Even though it wasn't good. Like Resident Evil's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny because the main chick resembled Mila Jovovich, right? Mila Jovovich.
Girl, I don't know.
You don't know Mila Jovovich?
I don't know any actors' names.
It reminded me of her, so I was like, it makes sense that he would want someone to, because the director of Resident Evil is married to her and all that.
Oh, okay.
So we saw
interesting.
Hot wife into these action roles.
I mean, I guess, you know what? You do you.
That's cool.
Yeah.
My director husband was like, hey, I want you forefront, skin tight.
Yeah. I just
doing
think
acrobatics.
You're so hot. Do it up. Hell yeah. All right.
Thanks,
sure.
babe. Anything for you, babe.
Okay, so that's all my intro stuff before I get into everything else. All right. So we are on board the intergalactic spaceship Elysium, where a man named Bauer is jolted awake from cryo sleep. So he is struggling to remember his past, which is a side effect of the long-term hibernation that took place. Essentially, we learn that on this ship, there's cycles that they go through. They're going to be on the ship for a really long time. They're traveling from Earth to this new planet in another galaxy. And the idea is that it's going to take 120 something years to get there. So some people are just going to be waking up for a little while, taking care of the ship, going back to sleep, and cycling through like that to try to preserve their lifespan, I guess. Anyway, his commanding officer, Lieutenant Peyton, played by Dennis Quaid, wakes up shortly after. The two are part of the flight crew, but an energy malfunction is keeping them from being able to enter the bridge and fly the ship. And there's clearly something off because whoever was supposed to be flying the ship before them isn't there. Whoever, comes after them, all this sort of stuff. It's very confusing. The timeline, they're unsure what's going on. Bits and pieces of their previous experiences are starting to return to them as time is moving forward, but they still don't have a clear picture of everything that's happened. And apparently the longer you've been in cryo sleep, the harder it is for your memories to come back. So it seems kind of strange to them that they're struggling so hard with getting their memories back, but it is somewhat normal. The lieutenant said the last time this happened to him, it took him a really long time to kind of gain his memory back. It becomes pretty clear that Peyton, that Bauer was the technical engineer because there's memories of various technical things coming back. And he's like, you're our technical engineer. And it's like, okay, amazing how he just got that. Okay. So I guess that's why he goes off on his own to try to return power to the ship. He's like sneaking through all these little crawl spaces. And if that seems like a bad idea, it's because it is. First of all, Bauer spends the majority of this movie falling from excessive heights. It is just fall after fall after fall. The fact that this man doesn't have a severe concussion is absolutely beyond me. At the end of his first fall, he ends up breaking a glow stick to light up the areas around him, and he comes face to face with a dead body. This seems to play no further role except to let us know that dead bodies are going to be coming in hot.
They're just everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what happened here?
Right. And whereas that would have given me PTSD, he's just like, I found Cooper.
Yeah, I found it. It's like, homie.
Right.
You should be more nervous about the situation.
That would be so alarming to me. I would be like, I almost died and could have been like this dude. Then, after another fall, the comms between the two men go down, and Bauer seems to be truly alone on this massive ship. The more we're watching the movie, the more it becomes clear this is a massive, massive ship. Yeah. We eventually learned there were like 16,000 people on this ship. So it was it wasn't like I was originally envisioning like the Millennium Falcon kind of thing.
Okay, good little guy.
It was not a baby ship. It was a big ship. So he ends up seeing a woman and he starts yelling at her not to run, which if it was me, like if a man is yelling at me not to run, I'm running faster.
Also, like, I don't know. I guess we'll get to her, but in her situation, I'd be like, oh, who is this guy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, I agree with you, and we'll talk more about that when the time comes because there's some things that don't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she comes to a stop in the hallway and Bauer approaches slowly, but then we realize it wasn't her at all. It was a hanging body. And honestly, that scene actually scared me. It felt like the first time I played Doki Doki Literature Club and I'm just like, what? Disoriented.
Yeah, there were some decent jumps. I think it was like a mix of the freaking audio and like that era of like editing. It was like such a weird editing era and a mix of that. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there were a lot of like sharp cuts and stuff with scenes, which was super disorienting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. At this time, the lady then attacks him, steals some of his stuff, and tries to take his boots off, which I wasn't sure it was her attempt at getting boots because she's barefoot, or if she was trying to get him to be more quiet.
I think it was the quiet thing. Yeah.
That's what I thought too, because there was like a point in time where he's in a locker full of boots, and I was like, why are there so many boots in this locker? This is a ridiculous number of boots.
Yeah, I think it's to stay more quiet, but they don't really like emphasize that. She's just like, take your boots
Give me
off.
your boots.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Yeah, and the boots also have like really loud Velcro on them. Like, who wears Velcro boots?
This was in 2009, so they're thinking like, what would future astronauts wear?
Everything's made of Velcro in the future.
Velcro, because why would we have zippers?
Yeah. Could you imagine having it into like doing it in the future? It's like you're about to have sex and you're like,
let me get those boots for you, babe. So sexy.
Oh my God, yes. Really set the mood.
So that should be like an ASMR thing.
Oh yeah. God, I just want someone to make a sci-fi romance that's just like that now.
Yeah, the ridiculous fucking outfits they have to take off.
So weird noises are heard and flashlights start to flicker. The hanging body gets dragged away and we get a glimpse of the main baddie in the movie, this horrific human hybrid creature. For a split second, it seems like the creature stabs and grabs Bauer, but it was just a trick of cinematography, and they did a good job because I was like, what? He's dead?
Oh my God.
I wasn't expecting that. Bauer is able to get comm access again and freaks out to Peyton. Flickers of memory are coming back, and Bauer remembers he has a wife. He knows he wouldn't have left her and realizes she must be on board somewhere. As they talk, they start discussing this previous ship disaster that happened. And apparently there is such a thing as this sickness, this flight sickness called Pandorum. And it's a type of mental illness where the person struggles to grasp the reality of their situation and go mad. And so in that disaster, the ship captain ended up ejecting all 5,000 people on board the ship and they died in outer space. And it was like a horrifying thing. Because apparently they didn't even just die from like asleep. They woke up and were ejected into space and just died in their little tubes.
Different little escape pods. Can you imagine?
No.
Just shot in his face and you're just sitting there. It's like, all right, well, I guess I'll starve to death. And
this is
awful.
Bro, I am, we'll talk about this later. I'm going to talk about that's going to be one of the many reasons I never would have gotten on this ship in the first place.
Yeah, I'm avoiding. Yeah. If they're like, hey, we're going to go colonize a new Earth, I'd be like, go ahead.
No. Yep.
Bomb this one. I'll die here.
No,
I'm dying right here.
Yep. Yeah. Travis has said, like, I would love to it's my dream to go to Mars someday. No, dude, I'm staying on this freaking planet. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, like, him and Brett can go together. I'm not leaving.
No freaking interest. I have no interest. I don't care how cool it is.
No.
You want me to get in. I mean, the minute I saw the movie Avatar, and that was another concept that was in there with the little time. Why are they always in little tubes? No, I'm not interested. That's terrifying.
The concept of being in space is horrifying. I hate it. It's like being
a nightmare.
In deep water. It's the same thing. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Any wrong thing?
Yeah.
Dust. I'm gone.
Yeah. Look at those freaking astronauts stuck on the International Space Station right now.
It's
kidding
too much
me?
for me. I could never.
I do not have the mental fortitude.
No.
I'd
get Pandorum quick.
Yes. If they would probably have like a mental health screening before you could get on board the ship, and they'd be like, she can't go.
They wouldn't let us on it.
No, exactly. They're like, we don't want you actually.
Like, oh, you're damaged goods. Stay here. We can't have you breeding up there.
We're actually looking for the elite, and you're not it.
Sorry, you don't like the cut. No, it's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. We have each other.
Yeah, it's bad.
One of the symptoms of Pandorum is shakiness, which we notice throughout the film becomes increasingly obvious in Bauer's actions. So you're like, ooh, is he experiencing Pandorum? Is he going to kill everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Bauer ends up finding another hanging body, but the creatures eat it. Bauer ends up getting saved by a guy who doesn't speak English, apparently named Man, M-A-N-H. I only knew most of the names from this movie because of the IMDb page.
Yeah, they don't actually say the name of anyone except, like, so the main
Peyton,
crew.
right?
Yeah, so the girl and him and other guy will meet eventually.
Yeah.
Their names are not said in the movie. So
yeah. Okay, thank God. I was like, am I just like lousy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I didn't think they had names, and then IMDb they like actually had names. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
Like, who named? They just named them in the script, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So for some reason, so Bauer gets saved by this guy, and for some reason he decides to be a hero, and he tells the guy, "You stay here. I'm gonna go save the ship." Bye. And I wrote this in all caps, even though this guy is better armed and obviously knows what he's doing,
yes.
you can have a freaking armed escort who's offering to take you to the reactor, and you're like, no, I got this.
The white savior complex in this movie goes crazy.
Unbelievable. I couldn't handle it. The amount of times, yes, he keeps getting like all these good guy points because of all these things that he does that are absolutely unrealistic. Unrealistic.
I was like, this man can handle himself way better than you can. He's equipped with this crazy looking fucking spear thing.
Oh yeah, he's got a great spear. It is out.
Yeah,
I'll be like, come on, buddy, let's go.
Yeah, best friend.
Yes.
I know we don't speak the same language, but that's okay.
Yeah, we'll learn. We'll find ways.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So meanwhile, Peyton continues to try to break into the bridge and ends up getting a nosebleed. And I didn't realize until I was typing my notes that this was foreshadowing. And I'll point it out later. Bauer gets attacked by the girl again. We're having a lot of repeat situations happening here. And man shows up to save him again. Bauer gets those good guy points because he convinces everyone to work together, which this is one of those things that I don't understand. If it was me and I woke up and I am in this strange place and I'm seeing other human beings who aren't these creatures, I'd be like, yo, teamwork, let's go. Like, the more people you have, the safer you are.
Yeah, and also I'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yes.
Let me see your arms. The tattoos to show like where you're from, like immediately. But he's an idiot. Like, I would have handled the situation so much differently.
I know.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
From the beginning, it would have been a whole different whatever. Anyway. So the woman, whose name is apparently Nadia, takes them back to her hidey hole where she reveals she's some like biological engineer in charge of the plants. And it seems like the creatures that are these mutant creatures, they seem to have some sort of energy attached to them because whenever they show up, everything starts working. Like the reactor stuff starts working. I don't know what that's about. I think they're like siphoning energy or something. It doesn't matter. I don't know that it's ever explained. I just had to mention it. Nadia thinks it's been longer than 8 years since they were put into hibernation, which is what it should be. Apparently they go through like 2-year cycles, so it would have been 8 years at this point or something like that. And she thinks, essentially her theory is that these creatures were actual human beings who were awakened, and because of the adaptogens in their blood that were added to try to help them to adapt to the new planet that they were going to, instead they learned to adapt to the ship and then mutated in that way.
Right.
At this point, a young man crawls through the tubing into Peyton's little safe zone. He says he came from the bridge and he's quite overwrought. It appears that once he's cleaned up, Peyton gives the guy Gallo one of his suits. Gallo says he killed his former 2 crewmates because they were showing signs of Pandorum. And while talking, Peyton starts shaking a bit and the boy is like staring him down, giving him the eyes like he's about to kill him too. Bauer falls again, this time into a vat of human remains, liquid human remains. And I would have preferred to have been eaten by the creatures.
Yep.
Yeah. At that point, I honestly, take me.
I can't even imagine the smell. No. I was like thinking... Before he fell in, the smell had to be foul. And then he falls into that, and I'm like, it would have taken me out. I don't think I could have survived that.
And then they're watching the creatures ahead, and they duck their heads down so their mouths are under. No. There's no way. There's no way. First of all, the disease, you probably die immediately. Because but like as a health conscious person who is very afraid of germs, no, I would have sacrificed myself. There's no, that was horrible. Honestly, that probably should have been my deleted scene. Now that I'm thinking about it and talking about it, that should have been. It's not, but it should have been.
That's a good scene to delete.
So as a team, the trio defeats one of the bad guys, but enrage the rest of them. And there's major Mad Max vibes, the way that this is like filmed and they're screaming. I was like, whoa, this is given. Yeah.
It's so Mad Max.
Yes.
It's so funny.
So while they're on the run, they end up in another random hiding spot and meet a man in there who also happened to be awake on board. He's been awake for years. And so he explains to them everything that happened. He's like, here's the history. This is what you've missed.
By the way. It's like, oh, thank you. Thank you for telling us everything. Right, yeah. Right.
So apparently in the early days of the ship, it was like during the second cycle, they got a transmission from Earth. It was the final transmission from Earth saying, hey, we're all dying. Bye. Good luck. You're all that's left.
Yep.
And the one of the 3 awake crew members couldn't handle that reality. It developed Pandorum and killed the rest of the 2 crew members. He then decided to live like a god and decide who was good and who was bad. So he started releasing people from their pods and sending all of the bad guys into like this one area. And then they just breeded and created like the ultimate evil race, apparently. So
you know how it goes in space.
Yeah, exactly. you know, evil creates evil. So just it's like a cycle. So then at that point, the OG bad guy puts himself back in a tank to go sleepy times. Next thing you know, the trio are knocked out by sleeping gas and then tied upside down because the hermit wants to eat them. Which I guess is a choice. Anyway, so once again, proving himself to be incredibly useful, Bauer talks the guy into releasing them so they can save the ship. Which
Natural
I was like, there's
20
no
on
way.
Persuasion.
Dude, seriously. I was like, there's no way he's going to convince this cannibal to let them go. He literally was like, yeah, we only have an hour left to live with the reactor, which is also first time we were hearing this. We only have an hour left to live with the reactor. We only have an hour left to live. And the guy was like, are you telling me the truth? And he was like, yeah. He was like, okay. And lets them down. First of all, if you only have an hour left to live, why were you listening to this dude tell this story for like 45 minutes? I don't understand him. I don't understand Bauer. He's something else. So the guy lets them off. They go to save the day. During their travels to the reactor, Bauer ends up realizing that all the people in the family section of the ship are dead. But at the exact same time, he remembers, wait, my wife isn't here because she left me. And that's why I started this ship in the first place. I'm single, Nadia. What up, wink?
What's up, German girl?
Yay.
She fine too, though, so.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
you would get lucky with a bombshell German chick. Like, you don't deserve her.
No, Demi, he does because he saves the day over and over again. You know?
This average looking man, Hallmark fucking average man.
Yep. So Bauer falls again, this time into the pit of creatures.
I guess I didn't realize how many times he fell, but he does fall like
many times.
Every 20 minutes. He's busting his ass.
He's absolutely nuts. So he manages to get out by doing gross stuff, and just in time, I'm going to skip through all this very suspenseful. It was very fun to watch, but, you know, watch it yourself.
It's, action shit.
I'm not going to give you minute by minute what happens. He magically restarts the reactor just in time, and this ignites a fire which kills all the nearby baddies. And in the chaos, Man tries to lead some of them away, and he ends up getting eaten by the child that they let live earlier, the child creature. That was my deleted scene. I was like, you know what? I didn't need that. It was not necessary. He could have died a much less gross
he could have just like lived.
Yeah.
Like, that's bullshit.
Exactly. Also, first of all, I was thinking this. Why is he was in agriculture? Why is the agriculture person the only non-English speaking person? That felt a little I was like, why? Why couldn't he have been the biological engineer? Like,
I don't know. I guess they had like an array of diverse people because they were going to bring diversity
and a diverse groupings of people. But at least, come on.
Not knowing any English, he really only knew like 5 words, maybe.
Yeah.
Because even the German chick, you can tell she was German. She had an accent, but she knew English.
Yeah, she knew English at least.
It's because she's bioengineer or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, that's true.
Poor man. R.I.P.
R.I.P. That was my deleted scene. Yeah. So Peyton and Gallo go hand to hand and soon morph into one person. Whoa!
Whoa.
Oh my God. It took me a little while to see it coming. I should have noticed it sooner because Peyton got a nosebleed at one point, which is like, oh, see, our Peyton got a nosebleed and then Gallo gets a nosebleed. Hint, nudge, nudge. There's a lot of weird shit going on with Gallo. But it did take me a decent amount of time to realize that that was what was about to happen.
Yeah.
And I love a good plot twist like that. Even if I guessed the plot twist, I love being able to guess the plot twist. I feel so friggin' smart. Peyton sedates himself and then shoots the cannibal guy in the eyeball, which
was gross.
Rest in pieces, I guess. He was a bad guy. So
yeah, he was not a great guy.
Yeah, didn't like him. Okay. At this point, Bauer and Nadia make it to the bridge. Peyton reveals that he is, in fact, Gallo, a corporal who saw what happened to Earth and went mad. He shows them that they have actually been on the destination planet all along underwater, and it's been almost 1,000 years since the ship left Earth. Nutso.
Crazy.
Yeah, and Bauer's like, if you let go of your morals, you'll see what it's like to be a god, and whatever.
Yeah, there's like weird, like, light coming from his head, and there's just a lot of weirdness in that scene. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, and Bauer's clearly tripping something, and he sees the creatures are coming in, they're breaking through, and Nadia's like, what are you doing, bro? And he shoots at one of the creatures, but spoiler alert, he was seeing things because he probably has Pandorum. And he shot, and a piece of metal shoots off, hits the glass, and water starts seeping in. And then he grabs Nadia and they run and they get themselves into an escape pod and they eject themselves and they're like almost drowning, but he saves her with a little mask of air and he manages to hold his breath enough. And then they shoot up and out into the air. And the door opens and they're free. And then because the hull was breached by water, the ship goes into emergency evacuation mode and everyone's like evicted and starts waking up in the water. The end.
Can you imagine being one of those people?
No.
Waking up on the water like that? Be like,
dude, so disorienting. So
the ship in the water.
Traumatizing.
Whoa, what the fuck? And they have to start like completely fresh because the ship had everything. They had species like DNA to like get the animals, food, and now they have to start fresh on this planet of God knows what. So they're just gonna be cavemen.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, did the specimens that were on the ship survive, or did they all drown in the water? Like, are they gonna have to do scuba expedition? Like, how are they gonna even get back to the ship? How are they gonna get to the island? Are they gonna paddle with their hands? Like, I don't think they're equipped with oars.
I think, well, because Nadia is a bioengineer or whatever, she could probably extract, like, I think it's like, it's just like DNA. I don't think it's like actual animals and plants. So she could probably grab some shit, but they'd have to go back in there, and there's like creatures still in there. I feel like I never want to go in there again. I'll take my chances on this fucking radioactive looking plant, and I'll just die. It's fine.
Right. Seriously, like, all right. Everyone take you pick a plant, you eat that plant, we'll see which ones are poisonous.
We're just gonna see what happens, baby. Survival of the fittest.
So I think it's like 1,213 people survive and are on this planet at the end. Out of 16,000. So apparently like 14,000 people are dead. R.I.P.
Yeah, crazy. And imagine if all of them just like all speak different languages and shit, which is kind of cool, but have to figure shit out together.
Starting from scratch, Yep. So my most memorable scene was when they realized that they were actually on the planet all along, because that actually surprised me. I wasn't expecting that, and I love it when I can get surprised.
And it was cool the way they did it because it was all black.
Yeah.
And she's like, where are the stars? And then you see like aquatic creatures, and it's like, oh,
and
okay.
At first, I was thinking it was some like, what was it? Was it the newest Star Wars where they had like space whales?
Yeah.
Something in it, they're pulling that, and it's space creatures that are, and I was like, whoa, there's like jellyfish in space.
How far did they go?
And then they're like, we're on the planet, and I was like, oh, Jesus.
That makes sense.
Under the water, okay. So main character Smasher Pass controversial opinion. I said smash.
Okay.
Because I was like, you know what?
He got you too, huh?
I mean, you know what? It's not like he had the really basic white boy looks of the early 2000s. That didn't woo me. But I do feel like if I was Nadia and he managed to save me, I guess I would be like, sure, but there's not very many options left, right? There's like 600 other maybe compatible people, if that.
Right. I think that's fair. He's not a bad guy. I mean, he's useful. He's able to convince everyone to do whatever.
Right. Apparently, in this universe, he's fair. He can convince a cannibal to give up cannibalism. You know, and that's
he's a
quite
tech guy.
He is a techie. He's smart.
Guy.
He's probably got Pandorum.
Con, but he could handle getting thrown around.
Yes,
you know,
he's
not bleeding out in his head already.
He can take quite the fall. So his babies, which we have to procreate, we have to repopulate the earth. So they're gonna be strong, and we're looking for strong specimens.
Yeah, and
hopefully
God knows
Pandorum isn't like, you know, like
passed
down. And that way, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Main villain, also controversial. I chose Peyton, and I said smash.
Agreed. Yes. Listen, absolutely.
I know, dude. You know what? Dennis Clay can get it, bro.
He is handsome. I don't care. He's got this charm. I'm like, I don't care if you're crazy, baby.
Right. I'll be your queen of darkness, whatever.
Let's do crazy stuff together. I don't know.
I'm sure I can fix him, you know. I'll just like sedate him regularly or something.
Yeah, just help his Pandorum symptoms.
I mean, he's probably real freaky, so be exciting.
Would you go for the younger version? What's his name? Because he was in Twilight. Cam. Gigandent.
Yeah. I thought he looked familiar, and I couldn't figure out what he was from, and then I forgot to click on and see. But yeah, Sam Gigande.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Who was he in Twilight, though?
He's the main villain, the first one. What's his name?
Wait. Sorry, I just saw him in a shirtless picture in the blood. And I was like, whoa.
Like peak in Twilight with the long hair and the topless. In this movie, I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, that's him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in Burlesque. With his eyeliner.
Oh my God. Oh, that's great. Okay, yeah. I see him. Girl, I don't know about the long hair. He's got boys who wear their long hair in a low ponytail with a middle part. It just.
That's fair.
Yeah, but you know, even younger him. Even though younger him is actually kind of scarier, I still, you know, I guess like. Maybe it would be a little bit more challenging because he's got more crazy in his eyes when he's younger.
He does look crazy, yeah.
Like, I do think it would be a harder sell, but I don't know. You know, this is what happens in space. You know, yeah. What happens in space stays in space. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Oh, that's funny. So we got another villain smash. Love it.
I don't have many. I have to go through our old episodes and like fill out the Excel sheet so that I can see like really easily
like patterns.
My patterns.
I feel like you've only have two. Maybe three.
Yeah, I have other for Gretel and Hansel, but aside from that, in recent since we started being organized, all the other ones are passes. So
yeah.
I need to look into that. Survival chance, I gave myself an optimistic 2.
Okay, I would have been straight 0. There's no way I'm surviving anything thrown at me.
Yeah, dude. I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna give myself. For some reason I forgot 0 was an option, so maybe I should give myself a 1.
You know what? 2 is good because at this point, if you were just one of the people on the ship, no job. You would have been shot up and been like, oh, I'm alive. So
it's possible.
As long as you weren't woken up early and
I definitely would have. A lot of the things that happened, that I would have given up. I'm pretty sure I probably would have just like died in the hole, because I would not have adventured out on my own.
No.
But maybe if I had a bower by my side, or if I had been one of the few who, whatever. I actually would never be Nadia, because I wouldn't have survived on my own for 5 to 6 months.
Eating grasshoppers. I would rather eat my own fingers.
A grasshopper, and I was like, he eats it in front of her, and like man looks at both of them like they're disgusting, and I was like, yeah, dude, I don't care how hungry I am, I'm not putting a live cricket in my mouth.
Yeah, and it was alive. That grasshopper was. Yep. The actor was like, I will eat a live grasshopper, and I'm like,
no, he wasn't.
Yep. The thought of their little legs.
The moving in your once food goes in your mouth, it shouldn't move anymore unless you're the one moving it. I hate that. I super hate that.
Yep. So I was like, oh,
it's disgusting. Yeah. I know crickets are protein packed. I know people eat crickets. You know what? I'm not going to judge you if you eat a cricket if it's dead already.
If it's cooked, yes.
Like, you're just going to pop a living. No.
Just off the street. Oh, hello.
No. God, nuh-uh. I also find crickets to be the most terrifying of the insect families. Anything that can jump at you.
I agree. Grasshoppers, mortal enemy of mine.
The worst though, cave crickets. Cave crickets, they look like spiders and they jump so high. And I honestly think that they were created to destroy my sanity. Because they're terrifying. We have them all in our basement, and oh my God.
I hate all insects.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one insect where I'm like, you can live. Maybe a ladybug.
No, butterflies.
I hate butterflies.
Moths. You hate butterflies.
Yep. I don't like I don't like anything that flies.
That's fair.
I can let ladybugs live. Yeah. I'm cool with ladybugs.
Ladybugs are totally fine. Yeah. Ants, bad. Spiders, all spiders are bad.
Centipedes, worms are okay.
Worms are okay. I understand the purpose of worms. I don't understand the purpose of the rest. Ticks are the ticks.
There's no reason for any of the other ones to live.
No, I don't get it. I literally did look up one time. I was like, why do ticks even exist? Because we have the whole circle of life, and I did look it up. I don't remember. I don't feel like there's a good reason aside from spreading disease.
Yes. Oh, bees. I can let bees.
Yeah, bees are good. We like bees. Not the murder bees though.
Like don't go near me. It's like with birds. I'm like, just don't go near me.
Yeah, like I love the idea of birds. Like I love the essence of a bird, but don't. As long as you're staying far away.
Yeah.
That's
not for me. No, I don't even know how we got into this tangent.
Dude, I don't even. I don't need.
Oh, because he ate a live.
Yeah.
Grasshopper.
Yeah. Ugh. Is there a difference between crickets and grasshoppers? Are they the same thing?
They are not the same thing. He definitely ate a grasshopper. Crickets are. I don't know the difference.
Just calling it a cricket.
Yeah.
Okay.
The crickets make the noise, right?
Yep.
The grasshopper. I don't know if grasshoppers make noises.
I don't know. I mean,
they're just like bigger
in their
and
own
uglier.
language. Yeah.
Yeah, they make some sort of noise. And I don't know if crickets can fly. I think grasshoppers fly.
Ugh. All I know is that crickets jump like crazy, but if grasshoppers fly, get the frick out of here.
You don't remember A Bug's Life?
Bro, it's been so long since I've seen it, but I did see it in theaters, so.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
Yeah, well, that's our next romance watch, actually.
I hope so. We'll have to pick, God, I wish there were more. There's child horror. We could do a child thread.
All right. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Would I recommend? Yeah, I'd recommend. Why not? I think it was enjoyable to watch. There were things that surprised me whenever I get surprised, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
What did you rate it heart-wise?
It was hard for me to think about it because I do like a lot of it.
Yeah.
There's also a lot where I'm like, oh, I just like wish it was done differently.
Yeah.
I'm like straddling like 3.5.
Okay.
Ish. That's like what I would give it. 3.6 maybe.
Yeah.
I do think the twist is really good.
Yeah.
And I think it does a good job like of you not guessing early what the twist is, and there's 2 twists. So I really like that. But yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd rate it around there.
Yeah. I gave it a 3.7.
Okay.
And that was immediately after watching. And then since then, right before we recorded, I decided to boost it a little bit. We're at a 3.75. Actually, 3.75. So nice. For me, it was the twist and the fact that it was unexpected. I also love when I'm not terrified out of my mind, and I wasn't terrified out of my mind. I probably should create an actual mathematical formula for this review. And I thought that it was different enough and kind of it keeps you thinking, but there was a lot wrong with it. There was definitely a lot wrong with it. And the more I talked about it in our review, the more I was like, I should probably actually, on reflection, it should probably get lower.
Yeah, I think the biggest negative for me is like the creatures, which they're fine. I'm fine with mutated things. I love it. I love mutants. But I just like, I feel like it was too actiony, like you said, with like the Mad Max type of vibes. And I'm like, I just wish it was more like creepy type of horror, like Dead Space type of vibes. I think it would have worked out better that way than like so action packed, because I'm like, it's like, it's fine, there's some cool action scenes, I guess, but
I think it did a good job of like distracting you from the real like big villain, which is a good thing. But I do think I would have preferred it to be less Mad Maxy. I'm not a big fan of like the super gruesome like that, like when they eat someone alive. Not a fan. I would prefer that not to happen personally. And I think they could have done more of those like creepy, like waiting moments, kind of a little bit more Alien-esque, where in Alien, there's a lot, the tension you feel is like waiting for the monster to show up. And here they were just like always there, right around the corner, which was it was a lot.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like to say like, oh, this is like the closest we'll get to a Dead Space movie. And I could see that. I think there's a lot of similarities to the video game. But Dead Space does it much better, where it is very creepy horror. And you're like, you don't know where these creatures are going to be. They pop up from the vents. They, they come out of nowhere. And I wish it was a little bit more like that. But, it is what it is. I still like it. Rewatching it again, I think it is just fun to watch. Because it's not super scary. It has some gory moments. But it's fun. It has some good acting. And it's got some goofy bits.
It definitely does. And I overall I definitely enjoyed the experience of watching it. It wasn't a negative experience for me, and I know that it's probably for the best that I rated it closer to a 4, because Travis is the one who really wanted me to watch it. So
and I thought you would enjoy like the twist part of it, so I'm happy you enjoyed it.
I love a good twist. Twists are great. They it's very, very seldom when a twist gets me. So I got
But yeah, the so Ben Foster is the main character, and I was like, where have I seen this man? The whole time I'm like, he is so just like average looking. And I look him up. And he's in X-Men The Last Stand.
No.
And he plays Angel. And I had such a crush on him in that movie, Megan. And he's only in the movie for like 15 minutes. He's like barely in it. But I was like in love with him.
I'm gonna look it up.
It's embarrassing. I mean, he's not a bad looking guy. But I was like obsessed with him for no fucking reason. And his power is literally just he has angel wings. He just has angel wings. But I was like, oh my god, it was just all the memories came back. And I was like, oh my god.
That is absolutely insane. I cannot believe that.
Oh, but yeah, I had such a boner for him. It was crazy. I like pretty sure I like in my head was like, oh my god, I like had like an OC
Girl, stop.
to be with him.
Not
yeah,
this,
girl.
Stop. This picture that just popped up is foul. Hold on. I'm putting this in the chat because I actually can't believe that this picture. So I sent it in the chat. In the
That's him. That's my man.
Oh my God. Demi.
Oh, it was bad, girl. I don't know what, some of my questionable choices.
Ooh, so. This is actually making my day. I'm gonna have to put them on Instagram later because this is insane.
Oh, dude, the leather. My God, girl, it was crazy. I don't know why.
Really crazy. I
was just fantasizing. This man with these wings.
Clearly.
Oh
wow. Whew. Okay.
Anyway, so that's Ben.
Oh,
let me go to my little facts here. I said I don't have a lot. So this was supposed to be a trilogy.
Whoa.
But because of the low box office performance, never happened. I would be down for more movies.
I would watch more. Watch more. Yeah.
Kind of see what this planet's about. So, I don't know if it'll ever happen. I know some people really like it. It's like a hidden gem type of thing. But by this point, I don't know. I mean, everything's getting sequels and shit now. So you never know. But I don't think I never hear anyone talking about this movie. So
yeah.
They've been traveling for 923 years.
Yeah.
The date on Earth would have been February 8th, 3097.
Ooh.
That is that. But yeah, the other things were said. So, the Nadia, Man, and Leland, which was the cannibal, they're never referred to by name in the movie. Mm-hmm. And then Ben Foster ate a live cricket.
Bro, that's
he's fucking psycho.
That's too much for me. I
don't know why some actors just choose to do nasty shit.
I'm method. Yeah. No, don't be. You don't have to be.
You're getting paid so much for this, you clown.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing
like it just feels like it's giving very much like, this is my craft.
Yeah, they're like, this people are gonna see this and be like, wow, I lost 40 pounds for this role. I'm literally dying. It's like, congrats. What, do you want a cookie? Like,
right. I mean, no, they can't eat one because they just they're on a diet for their new movie. No. Eat. I don't get it. That's like, it's like in Revenant with what's his face.
Oh, Leonardo. Well,
yeah. Because he like starved himself and like lived in the woods or what. I don't even know. He went hardcore. No.
Did he even get an award for that movie?
I think that was finally when he got an award. I think that was the year he got the award, but it was like too little too late.
Well,
but like honestly, at this point in time, now that we know more about him, I'm like, meh.
Yeah, he's
kind of icky. Yeah. So many of these men are.
Girl, it's crazy. The whole stuff with Hugh Jackman cheating on his wife.
Wait.
Yeah, girl. He's now dating. So he left his wife that he was with for 1,000,000 years.
Yeah. I knew that.
I was like, oh, he's going to come out.
That's what I thought. I thought if he was cheating, it would be with a man.
Nope. He was dating his co-star that he was traveling with on some show or Broadway. Yeah, girl.
No.
Yeah, girl.
Garbage.
Mm-hmm.
If it was because he was gay, I would have been like, fine.
You know what? Fair.
Yeah. You know what? No. You had a good run, but now you're finding your true self. You're letting it all. No, you're gonna.
Yep.
Bro, I am disappointed. That's sad.
Yeah, so I'm upset about that. So
yeah,
Hugh Jackman no longer on my good list. I should make that list official. I did just start crossing.
Make it a whole series. Make it a TikTok series.
Yeah.
We can just be like, one more.
The list is not long.
No.
I got like maybe 3 or 4 dudes that are like definitely.
Okay.
I can put a few maybes on there. So I got Pedro Pascal.
Right.
I've got Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, okay.
Which is a little surprising, but everything with his life and.
But you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
So he's on there. I kind of had Oscar Isaac on there. But I'm a little unsure, and I mostly had him on there because he's so close to Pedro, and I'm like, I just don't know if Pedro would
Yeah.
friends with someone that's kind of scummy, but nothing else has fully convinced me, so he's not really on that list, unfortunately. Okay. I'm like blanking on actors.
Henry Cavill? No, I know he's not on your good list.
Sorry, girl, he's not on that list. Keanu Reeves is on the list.
Yep, that's fair.
Jack Black.
Okay. Yep. I haven't heard anything bad about him yet.
Yeah, I want to put Ben Stiller, but it's not 100%. But I would say Ben Stiller's more so on the list than not.
Closer.
Tom Hiddleston's on the list as well.
Oh, yeah. Love him. I just, you know what? It's hard. I try not to get too emotionally connected to anyone in celebrity, because the minute they make a couple million, I feel like they start losing.
Yeah. You know, I still have my loves that I don't know if they're 100% on the list. I still love them until they do something really until they do something really bad.
Yeah.
This is just a list of like fully confirmed. I would trust being in a room with them.
Yeah. They wouldn't, do something.
They are genuinely decent men.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has nothing to do with Pandorum.
No. Do you have anything else to share about Pandorum?
That's it. All
right.
I don't have anything else.
Well, speaking of genuinely decent men, I'm hoping that Michael Cera's on the list, because he's the star of your next movie.
Oh my gosh. Is it the playlist one?
No.
It's not Juno, right?
No.
Scott Pilgrim?
Yes.
Oh my god.
You might be able to guess the theme. Yeah.
I think I know.
Yep.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, so it'll be really fun. A fun watch for us this holiday season.
Yeah, this will be an interesting one to break down for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll be good. I wish that, because it was filmed in 2010. I wish I had seen this when I was in high school, because I would have loved this movie.
It would have been like your personality.
It would have been my entire personality. I probably would have. I already wanted desperately to dye my hair blue, but I would have been like, please let me be Ramona.
I know, iconic.
Yes.
Her vibes.
So great. So yeah, this would have, the first time I saw this movie, I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. But yeah, it would have been another level. But anyway, so Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Essentially, Scott Pilgrim is in a band. He sees Ramona Flowers and he starts to get the feels. But in order to win her heart, he has to defeat her 7 evil exes. And it is super goofy comic book style, just unrealistic, but incredible, lovely, fun watch.
Top tier comedy. It's just so batshit.
Dude, it really is. They do such a good job with it. So I'm excited to give it a good rewatch and break it down a lot.
And where can we find this movie?
Oh, my apologies. Hold on.
Tubi? Fubu? Freebie?
Fubu, get out of here. Freebie. What was the one that was killing me the last time?
I think it was Tubi. Was it Tubi?
Tubi with all the ads. Okay, so you can get this on Max.
Oh yeah.
On Cinemax.
Okay.
And that's it for free. The only place you can get it for free is on Max and Cinemax. Everywhere else, you've got to do a little rent-a-roo. It used to be on Netflix, but Netflix is trash.
Well, thank you for listening to How Do You Watch This? You can find us on Instagram at How Do You Watch This and TikTok at How Do You Watch, or email us at howdoyouwatchthis@gmail.com. If you like the show, support us by giving us a review or recommending to a friend. We'll see you next time for Scott Pilgrim.
Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.